Good morning. I get up this morning at the crack of arse, get up really early, put a bit of news on. I just see a little bit of sun coming up across the horizon. You know, as I look across Canary Wharf, I see a orange-pink hue beneath a creamy white blue, and it's quite beautiful. I have my coffee, I have my breakfast. I sit down and I put the news on to find out what's happening in the world. And then I say, excuse me, I find out that Saudi Arabia has finally lifted its ban on women drivers. Now, is this a big step or is it a small step forward? I'm not sure what it is, because I think all women should be able to drive. I'm not going to take that away from anyone. I think everyone should be allowed to drive. But in regards to Saudi Arabia, the most conservative Muslim country in the world, is it a big step forward or is it a small step forward? Are there more things to come? This is what I mean. Now that women are able to drive and they've been given more of a right within that country, is it a step forward to possibly Saudi Arabia saying, look, you know what, our bad, you don't have to wear the burqa anymore? It's silly little things like that I'm talking about, because women don't have a lot of rights in some countries. Saudi Arabia has been one of them for a very long time. And I think it's fantastic that in 2018, women can finally, legally, get behind the wheel of a car and drive anywhere they like, providing that there's no other restrictions. And this is what I'm concerned about, you see. I want to know, are there any restrictions in place? Hi Chris, how are you? I think it's fantastic, but within Saudi Arabia, are there any restrictions in place? Or are they doing this to come across as a country that is moving forward? Are they coming across as a country that is moving forward? Is it all a facade? Because, you know, Saudi Arabia isn't exactly in everyone's good books at the moment, not really. Chris, you're more than welcome to join me if you want to talk about this, because I'm extremely happy that women can drive in Saudi Arabia. It's just I can't help but think there's something else going on. I can't quite put my finger on it. If you wish to talk to, I cannot at the moment. Oh, that's perfectly fine. But you can chat to me here. Surely you can talk to me here. So, you know, I mean, we give weapons and Christ knows how much of this, that and the other to Saudi Arabia. An enormously wealthy country. I mean, seriously wealthy. I mean, I wouldn't mind being £1 behind even the poorest billionaire in Saudi Arabia. I can tell you that now. You know, I mean, I see rich Saudi men in central London when they come here. In fact, here's one for you. Rich Saudi men that come to London, especially around Charing Cross, are greeted with beggars and tramps who are so clued up as to who these people are that they find out who's coming to what hotel and when. Oh, you'll love this. And they sit and beg outside specific hotels because these rich Saudi men, with their generosity, and they are quite generous, I can't lie, literally give them hundreds of pounds. This is what happens. You see, so the fact that it's a rich nation is an understatement, but very, very conservative. I'm actually quite shocked at the fact that they've lifted the driving ban for women. You know, I'm just waiting. This is going to be quite comical, because what happened is sooner or later, and it is an inevitability, a woman is going to have an accident and there is going to be a crash. It's just what happens on the road. There's nothing against women. It's just what happens. You know, there are idiots on the road. And what will happen is the guy that's involved will get out and say, I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. I should never have let women drive car. Now my premium is going to go up. Oh, is that going to be quite expensive for you? Oh, no. Principle. Principle of thing. Women should not drive. You know, I see this sort of argument happening. You should be back in the kitchen where it belongs. Oh, that's really bad, isn't it? I shouldn't say that. But this is the sort of thing I can just imagine happening. I really can. But how do you think it's going to make Saudi Arabia change? I mean, is it a big step forward? Is it a small step forward? Like I said, I haven't decided yet. I think it's a big step forward for women and their rights to have equal rights within Saudi Arabia. But saying that, I'm quite an uneducated man, for I know not what rights women have in Saudi Arabia. It may be just as equal as over here. I don't know. But it's a good thing that women are now allowed to drive. In fact, I saw on the news this morning that certain soldiers or guards at certain checkpoints or whatever they were doing were giving women roses. You know, that's nice. You know, over here in this country, if you was to be stopping a woman at a set of traffic lights to give her a rose, you'd probably scream sexual harassment. Yeah, tell me about it. I know. I can't believe this man just gave me a rose. I can't, but honestly, sexual harassment. He clearly wants to get inside my knickers by giving me a rose. You know, that's the sort of shit you get over here. You know. But what do you reckon happened? I don't know. I mean, I would like to see within the next 10 to 20 years certain things change within Saudi Arabia. I'd like to see the amount of weapons we give Saudi Arabia change from fucking shitloads to zero. I'd like to see whatever other Saudi connections have in the world with other organisations which are not very friendly finish. And obviously I can't say who they are because, you know, they're just organisations, aren't they? But I'm not going to say who they are for libel. You know, I don't want to get myself into trouble now, do I? So I'd like to see that finish. I'd like to see women have a choice in Saudi Arabia whether they wear the burqa or hijab or whatever, because it is only a Saudi custom. There's nothing to say in any religious text that women have to wear this thing. You know, so when women over here say they feel like they have to wear the burqa for this, that and the other, you don't have to wear it at all. There's nothing to say you have to wear it. It is a Saudi custom. You know, much like having a roast dinner here on a Sunday is a British custom. You know, you don't have to do it. So just think about that for a sec. But I'd like to see women have the choice over there, because I don't think they do have the choice. It's like, even if women go from here to over there, you have to put something on. You know, I don't agree with that. That's not equal right, not equal opportunity to be who you want to be. I mean, if fair play, women get the right over there to not wear it and they still choose to wear it, then that's entirely down to them. And we have to respect that. And that's a fantastic thing, because it still means that women have a choice. But in regards to this driving ban, you see, I want to know this. Okay, so women have just been allowed to drive. The driving ban for women has been lifted. So now we have women on the road in Saudi Arabia. How did they learn to drive to start with? I'm just confused about this one, because if they were not allowed to drive beforehand, what did they do the second the ban was lifted? Do a 2-hour intensive course and get a driving license? Because I'm pretty sure that women weren't allowed to drive, and all of a sudden, like magic, overnight, they have driving licenses and can drive humongous Mercedes. It's sad. Oh, I've got chats here. I've got chats. Well, they now get to learn, I imagine. Ah, yes. I know they now get to learn, but I've seen countless videos on the news and on YouTube of women driving. Happy as Larry. You know, or Sally. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's a fantastic thing, and it is a step forward. Whether it's a big step or a small step, it's still a fantastic step forward for equal rights and equal opportunity for women in Saudi Arabia, and hopefully in other Muslim nations as well, because women do have a very hard time in some of these countries. And for me, I think it's a big step in that respect, because it sets a precedent, really. It's you know, it's like, we're doing this, we are the most conservative Islamic nation, Muslim nation, you know, you must follow suit, which I think is a very good thing. You know, that's a fantastic thing, because if women can get their rights across the globe because of this, then I'm all for it. I think it's a fantastic thing. I think it's a fantastic thing. So we shall see. I mean, how long will it take for there to be in Saudi Arabia women bus drivers? You see, we have plenty over here, and they're all very good drivers. You see, but no, it's the thing is, I said on my Facebook this morning, on Chris's Real Talk, things that you take for granted. What do you take for granted? And I think this is what I was trying to get at. Things that we take for granted in Western countries, here in the UK or over in the States, you know, even in Australia, you can't exactly say that's a Western country, really, can you? I mean, it's more like a southern, but we love Australia. I love you guys. But women can drive. It's just a right. It's always been there. As far as I'm, you know, as long as I've been alive, you know, it's just things that we take for granted. What do you take for granted? It's things that always have been there. You know, we don't give it a second thought. It's like, I want to go to the store and buy some milk. You take for granted the fact that the store's there because it's always been there. It's always sold milk. You know, basic things you take for granted. It's like now women can drive in Saudi Arabia. It's a fantastic thing. But this is something that we take for granted in everywhere else. It's a big deal. It's a big deal for them. You see, and again, I'm waiting for the backlash. I mean, I think it's a fantastic thing. I'm waiting for the backlash, because I'm waiting for there to be some sort of accident, or even the comedians to come out, because there will be a few comedians coming out saying the same sort of thing that I've come out with not 5 minutes ago. You know, I cannot believe you smashed into my Bentley. Oh, don't worry about it. My insurance will cover it. Insurance? Women have right to insurance now as well as drive? You know, it's the silly things. You know. Oh dear. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Remember, if it's the first time you've joined me, you like what you see, subscribe, hit that notifications button, share the video out, tell your friends. If you don't like it, Tell me the reason why and smash that dislike button. It's all feedback to me. It helps me improve my content. I'm Chris, you've been watching me on Chris's Real Talk. Have a wonderful day.